welcome back. Simon, YouTube Live, just your mic's on, so keep all your dirty thoughts to yourself and all your fantasies of us doing an OnlyFans channel in your head, all right? Yeah. Hello, who'd you say? YouTube. Okay, so here we are. Simon now, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, just doing a bit of car park management. It's an exciting time now because this represents all the hard work which had to be done today. That's now getting packed up. Simon's going to put that somewhere so that we can actually hitch his trailer, which has got the cabinet on it, and that's going to then get reversed in, and we're going to manhandle that onto the concrete pad. And then looking good because he's already done all the conduit for the solar panels on the roof behind the beam. That's been done. All the groundwork, all the cabling, the roughing behind the panels done as well. And once the big unit's sitting on there, getting closer. Yeah, so this was just going to be in our way. So, yeah, we'll just move that off site. So we've got a good clear access to get the cabinet in. Simon, does the cabinet have to be dynabolted down or just the way it alone sits?
It doesn't have to be dynabolted.
Sweet, easy.
Yep.
Good one. I don't know. Is there wheels on that one?
I've got a set of wheels that can go on it. It doesn't have to, like, it can sit up on there.
Set that up. I don't know how it sets up, mate. No, well, we can't. All the work Simon's done, everything's been conduit, glued, angled, screwed off, all to Australian standards and code now. So, yeah, we really won't be able to move it. So, yeah. And we spent so much time digging this and making this safe. Yeah.
Alright, so that's invalid for us then.
Yeah. All right. And as I said, 3 o'clock, Simon's exactly where he wants to be. After we've done this, going to start the framework. There's actually some blue board we prepared earlier up there, so I was just a bit worried in between the ceiling joist, so I didn't want anyone to fall through. And we got somewhere safe, although we'll show you where that is. We got somewhere safe to unload it. We'll knock up the frame, and then yeah, tomorrow morning the panels will go up, and Simon will do all the live work in the meter. And then I think he's got a day in Tassie to enjoy with his little daughter, and then he'll be heading home. When is your next job starting, Simon? When you get home? When's the next one?
As soon as I need it to be. As soon as I want it to be. It's
yeah.
We've got a bit of a couple of weeks back in the workshop. A few things that we've got to do back there. Just
okay. Well, that's good.
At the start of the year, and then we gear up and we do the big West Australia trip.
And you've got 3 planned in there, you were saying?
We've got 3 solid already, and we've got about another 3 potentials. If they get their orders in, in the next week or so. Yep. They can get built at the same time and
good.
over before we finish up over there, and they'll get installed on the same run.
Yep.
If they want to wait a little bit longer, that'll be a different trip over there.
Put this wherever you want, all right? Just
get this pin down, otherwise we don't get everything ratcheted down. Doing it.
Yeah.
Chance that I forget something's a little too high.
Oh yeah.
And then we get busy talking and then drop off and then go, what was that noise?
Oh yeah, yeah. Of course. This just goes around here, does it?
Yeah, that goes over the top. You got
okay, so are we missing an eyelet, or did it have one?
No, it should be there.
Pull them down.
Yep.
We just
right. I've got some spares there. We can throw on in a minute.
Oh, okay.
That's enough for this to move anyway.
Yeah. So there's a live if you want to go. Say something, mate.
Cool. Make sure I'm happy with that. All right, well, what do I want to say? Not a great deal.
Yeah, been a lot of talking, hasn't it?
Yeah, look, to be honest, this is, I think, probably the part of any installation that gets overlooked is how much work goes in before the pretty stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. A lot of people assume, and I think this is where a lot of people get messed up when they're sort of looking at pricing and go, gee, I don't know why it could cost so much to do a job. And you go, well, just put a conduit in underground. Yeah. Well, that's 2/3 of a day's work.
Yeah, of course.
And hiring a machine and running it back to the hire place. And so once you start sort of looking at all the little things that go in behind the scenes, you go, oh, doing an off-grid project properly is actually a lot more involved than, I guess, what a lot of people first assume. Yep. Given the fact we've basically been at it all day. Yeah. We've got a trench done. Yep. And we've got 2 bits of conduit and some cable across. And you go, we haven't even really stopped today.
Yeah, no. Well,
And-
you haven't. I've made to have a few smokes. I've made a few shorts, but yeah.
But, you know, just having that kind of a realisation that there is
Yeah,
a lot that
of
goes
course.
into doing jobs properly.
Yep.
And it's like with a home, you know, if you spend the time you do your foundations properly,
Yep.
everything else is easy. You mess that up, then
Yep.
everything's stuffed before you start.
Yep,
And
100%.
these are the same sorts of things.
Yep.
So it's thinking through the job, and you know, experience gets you faster because you've seen things before, and you go, oh,
Yep.
need to make sure I do that. Need to make sure I get that done first.
Yep. Yep.
But, look, I'm really happy with how today's gone. We've got a lot of that base work done.
Yeah.
You know, there's always the unknowns. Trenching is always one of those unknowns. We found one unknown.
Might as well mention it because these viewers may not have seen the unknown we found, mate. Mention that.
Yeah.
So.
Turns out that when you buy an established property,
Mhm.
they don't always tell you where all the water lines are.
Yeah.
And so one of the easiest ways to find your unknown water lines is dig a trench.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
look, digging trenches, like you don't know how much rock's in the ground, you don't know how hard it is. There could have been a great big rock shelf through here and you just can't trench through it, and you've got to come up with other scenarios to deal with it. You know,
Yep.
we already had the garden bed and how we were going to get around that, and just those little things can go from being a 3 or 4 hour job to a 2-day job.
Of course. Yep.
And it's this level of unknown, like this
Yeah.
is why doing the base work is so critical,
Yeah.
because once
Yeah.
you've got all of that stuff in, you're left with the bits that you do know.
Yeah.
So it's like, I know how to put panels on.
Yeah,
I know
of
how
course.
to connect cables.
Yeah. Yep.
But it's this part that always has you nervous when you go into a job. Just what's going to happen? What's going to maybe go sideways? What have we got to improvise?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like you guys live right next to a Bunnings.
No, that's the other thing.
You know,
The isolation.
yep. If
Yep.
we do run
Yep.
into something,
Yeah. Yeah.
we're relying on having a tool handy, making a tool.
Yep.
You got to solve problems on the fly, or you've got to go, hey, look, we're going to be a day late because we're going to
Well.
take an entire day to go get the gear.
Yeah.
So all of these things, I think, are the misunderstood parts of what goes into a project like this.
And you have to factor that in. And I can say this because I don't own the business, but Simon has to factor this in, because if he needs to leave our house, go to Launceston, spend 4 hours, and then, you know, do the 2-hour commute, there's 6 hours. So there's a better part of his day. Now, if he hasn't factored that in to his quote, I've done this many times, you lose it, and it's not fair. So, you know, there's a contingency where he has to put that in to just make sure that, you know, hiring equipment, you know, if this didn't work for us, it's then on him to get us out of the bind. So, you know, those things all come into play as well.
That's right. And I think another element is I guess there's 2 ways of doing a job like this. One is that you can start your quote nice and low, but then you've got to put a little clause in there saying anything that changes, we're now going to charge you extra.
Yeah, of course.
So then you as the customer goes into the job going, it's only going to cost X amount.
Yep.
And then, this happened, so there's an extra this, and then this happened, and all of a sudden what you thought you were budgeting's gone.
Yeah, of course.
Whereas when we take on that responsibility, like you say, there are contingencies in
Has
there,
to be.
you've got to make sure that you've covered everything.
Has to be, of course.
But then what we do in giving a fixed price quote is to go, if something really odd outside of that happens, that's my fault, my responsibility, even if it's something I didn't know about, like a rock vein in there. And I've got to go get a rock saw to cut through it,
Jackhammer.
rapid set concrete to concrete it back in.
Diamond tips.
You know, whatever it is,
Yeah.
that's on me. I know the likelihood, because I've been doing this for 16 years, that it's a pretty low odd that it happens. If it does, hey, I'll deal with it.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, what I've given you is to say, that's what it'll take to do the project.
Yep.
And that covers everything. And then, you know, you go, okay, on some jobs, you'll have things go sideways and, hey, you'll make it up on the next one.
Swings and roundabouts, isn't it, too?
It is.
Yeah. And actually, I hope I don't interrupt your thought
No, go
pattern too much. We have a lot of rock, and I'm surprised because when I put them gates in, I found a lot of rock, and I had to dig 3 holes just there. And when I put our letterbox in, we found a lot of rock. And I actually want the letterbox at the front of the gates, but it's actually closer to the road now. And as we went through there, we found 3 little rocks. So I'm actually surprised that rock's a big thing, which the customer may not always think about. You know, your block, your rock, but there could be hours consumed real quick. But we got lucky, and you were saying how fine and how easy it was over there, which was nice, wasn't it?
The reason, I think, if you look at the terrain here, this shed has been sunk back into the hill. So we're actually under the top rock layer. We're down into a subsoil level, which has a lot less rock in it around here. So we're back into almost like decomposed sandstone over there. It's almost sand. Whereas out here, it was quite dark soil, almost topsoil.
You actually seen it change colour, didn't we?
Yeah.
As you went through,
You can even see it through there.
Yeah.
browner there, it
Interesting.
gets lighter there, and then it gets real sandy up the back.
Yeah.
And, you know, this is just one of the joys of dealing with anything to do with the ground.
The unknowns, mate.
Things change.
Yeah. Mm.
And, you know, it's just part of, you know, it's part of the job. It's being able to factor this stuff in. It's being able to go, at the end of this, there's going to be a complete system. Everything's going to be working. Everything's going to be happy. The in-between, we don't know.
Actually, I'm not happy because right now we've got full sun. I'm getting burnt on the back of my neck, and I've got a solar panel sitting on a truck, and I'm not getting free energy. So, mate, chop, chop, chop.
All right, let's go. Slow driver, isn't he? Come on.
He hasn't stopped all day.